have an open mic right now because I'm still catching up. I didn't get to finish my bagel. And why, you ask? Why? Well, I'll tell you why. IT. On my stuff? No. Not my technology. My stuff is beautiful. Oh, dear sweet jalapeno cream cheese. How I will think of you this entire hour. For you sits and you waits. Am I good at prioritizing? Yes. Am I good at telling people no on interruptions? No. No, I am not. Alas, no.
Do you know what time it is? Get your wig on and get out there.
Let's get to work. Come on.
Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
Get ready.
Oh my God. Good morning.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Good morning. If you caught the brief live, that was because I didn't realize the Restream channels were still open. I must have been hasty Friday and not done that. I think I have all my ducks in order, though. So hooray. And I'm glad you're here. It's a Monday. Going to be taking the kids to summer camp today, dropping them off. Good morning, Troy. We saw Troy last night at Lambert's. It was mighty fine. I got a fridge full of leftovers, too. You know, what's amazing there is obviously the portions are always huge, right? But Lawson ordered chicken tenders because he's 14. That's what you eat. He got chicken tenders. They brought him out the chicken legs. Big-ass chicken legs. Like, these are the Schwarzeneggers of chicken legs. And Layla had gotten fried chicken. So we got bonus fried chicken because they don't take it back. They're not going to pitch it. Free chicken. It's kind of neat. And I missed you the most, Auntie Fred. Good morning, Dennis. You're still full? Yes, dude. I kind of feel bad for the kids because we're taking them to summer camp. Unless that works its way out beforehand, they're going to have Lambert's meal at summer camp. That's not the way to start summer camp. We're going to talk about summer camp today. Also, scheduled to HVAC. Wednesday, we get the new HVAC put in at the house. Hallelujah. I can't wait. It's stank and humid and gross in my house. When normally it's just stank in my house. All right. So we're going to talk some summer camp memories at some point. I don't know. I had a couple pictures, but I didn't want to dig. It was late. I was tired. Let's be honest. It is National Macaroni and Cheese Day, though. Celebrate. Make your own macaroni and cheese. Let me be the first to say you don't have to go spend $15 for a bowl of macaroni and cheese. You can get macaroni and cheese. Guess what? Put some bacon bits in it and squirt some barbecue sauce on top. Holy shit. Added some extra shredded cheese on the top. You wild thing, you. You can make your own special macaroni and cheese. I get it. It's a shtick. And, God, it should be $3 a bowl. It's macaroni and cheese. Processed cheese sauce, pasta. Ta-da. I like macaroni and cheese. I don't eat it really much anymore. All things in moderation. You know what I like? I like a gorilla mac and cheese dog from Steve's Hot Dogs. How about that? I got to have protein. Just a bowl full of cheesy pasta is not for me. World Chimpanzee Day. Ooh, 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 ooh. World Chimpanzee Day. It is National Grand Marnier Day. So if you're a drinker of the Grand Marnier, today's your day, eh? I can't say that I've been a drinker of Grand Marnier, so it is what it is. Yeah, chalk up some steakums or some chicken, little chicken bites, you know. You know what's really good, actually, is if you get this canned chicken breast from Sam's Club, it's just 100% chicken breast meat. It's really cooked well, so it kind of crumbles apart a little bit, and you can sprinkle some of that shit in there. Oh! I like using that kind of chicken for, like, making chicken tortilla soup, stuff like that, because I like it more shreddedy than chonky. Chonky's good for chicken and dumplings or for chicken chili, but shreddy chicken is better for soup, in my opinion. World Championship, National Nude Day. Today is the day. Let's get butt naked. I'm not getting butt naked. I'm on the Facebooks. And really, no. National Nude Day, though. We've got some weird news today just to help celebrate National Nude Day, which makes me so happy inside. And happy sunny morning to you, Gregory Gannon. We've got a chance of rain every afternoon this week. I'm going to steal a little thunder from the Wonder Down Under. Shark Awareness Day. Are you guys aware? There are sharks in the world. Shark Awareness Day. Shark Empowerment Day. Let's go Sharks. Team Shark. Here's the thing. We'll yell and scream about concealed carry and castle laws. But when we're in the ocean, we just think that's our shit too. Sharks have a right to defend their home. True, Dennis. You'll be able to just tell them, they were just really warm today. I had a sesame seed. I had an everything bagel, which I also did not get to finish, but that's probably okay. Shark Awareness Day. Bastille Day. Everyone needs to go watch the Phineas and Ferb Bastille Day episode today, okay? That is how you should appropriately celebrate it. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Phineas with a PH, because it's funky, Phineas and Ferb, the Bastille Day episode. It's a great show. And I assume you, my fellow weirdos, have seen it or are into it. I dig it. I haven't watched any of the new stuff yet, but Bastille Day. And National Be Nice to Bugs Day, which should be every day. I think I weird out some of my booth crew with how nice I am to the bugs. I put my screen up, I don't give a shit. I'll have dragonflies and wasps and moths and flies. Everything flies in. Well, should have put something over your food. I'm sorry. I celebrate my little critter friends. I had a big-ass, beautiful, bronze-colored beetle that landed on my lanyard on the wall. But I'll catch them and put them back out. We don't have anybody that really freaks out over wasps that much. But anyway, National Be Nice to Bugs Day. Be kind to your critterly friends, for a duck may be somebody's mother. I don't know what to say about that. I know it's time for the TIQ. Let's get the old copy-paste action going here for you. Today's TIQ, sponsored by Eagle Sky Christian Camp. Where my children's, what the hell, where'd my live go? Oh, never mind. I got one of those, you immediately get distracted when you just refresh your feed. It was a bad taxidermy post, which is just spectacular stuff. I don't know why I can't see my live on my feed. You guys are just going to have to read this comment from Restream. Facebook's full of shit. And of course on the desk, scrolly. But I got to put it in the Restream or Dennis can't see it. Well, I guess he could see it at the same time as you could. It's all relative. Anyway, today's TIQ, sponsored by this really cool camp that my kids go to. I like the place. I asked Lawson, I said, if I took my one wheel along and then just took off and went riding on your camp, because we got to walk all over this shit. I want to go, burn. It would be such a perfect place to ride. Are you kidding me? I want to shred Lawson's camp and Layla's camp. No way in hell can I do that. No way in hell. Oh my God, look at the nerdy guy with this electric skateboard. Who gives a shit? I don't give a shit. I want to have fun. My name is Lindana, and I want to have fun. But I respect that. I get that. God, I get that. Sucks. I'm still taking it, and I'm going to find somewhere on the way back. Make Carrie stop and watch me ride my one wheel. I want to surf Piedmont, bitches. All right. So summer camp, TIQ. 34% of couples will argue about this before the summer is over. Taking your guesses. 34% of couples. That's quite a few. That's a third of couples that will argue about this before the summer ends. Wake me up when it's back to school. Ooh. It's birthday time. We're going to start it off with a pretty spectacular bowl of ice cream and a pretty spectacular human. Aaron Keeley's birthday today. Aaron and Julie host some of the best Halloween parties in the world. And his cousin, I met him years and years ago because Tim Seabaugh is his cousin. Tim was one of my early radio buddy guys. He was on a radio major at college, and I was working in radio, so we tag team and made some goofy stuff. We used to host late night shows. Now Tim's a pastor. He ain't hosting no late night rap shows with me. But Aaron's awesome. Aaron is Tim's cousin. That's really the only connection there. But Aaron and his wife host an awesome Halloween party every year, and Eric cooks the shit out of some food and brings it. It's amazing. Happy birthday, Aaron. Happy 34th birthday today. So let me look here. Let's see what you guys are guessing. Hey, good morning, Carrie. Carrie's off today, of course, as we are going to embark upon our camp adventures. Were you saying at I was going to make you wait and I'll ride my one wheel? We probably won't have fucking room in the car for the one wheel. The kids won't let me have room in the car. Summer bodies. No, but I love summer bodies. I like winter bodies too. Pretty big fan of bodies. Sunscreen, anything. Well, that's vague. Gotta be a little more specific there, Dennis. Whether or not to get a pool, school supplies, camping. It's hot in the house. I know it's hot in the fucking house. I sleep there. When the last vacation will take place. Good guess. New grill. Who gets to take the kids to the pool or the water park? No. Okay, I'll leave it at home. It's probably going to rain anyway. It's not going to rain. It's going to be perfect. There's going to be some really gnarly little gravelly spot. No, all good guesses. Continue. 34% of couples will argue. 1/3 of us. Carrie, you and I have definitely argued about this already this summer. We don't got to wait for back to school. That one's off the list. All right. Continuing our birthdays. Aaron Keeley, happy birthday. You're awesome. Terry Woolsey Jr., you're equally awesome. I just don't know it was you as well as Aaron. But happy birthday, Terry. Happy birthday to Puck Snyder. I don't know that I've ever seen Puck wear his hat forwards. Happy birthday, Puck. Happy birthday to Chris Heiserer, a.k.a. Mr. Stacy Heiser. Chris is a awesome dude, great support structure, runs around like a madman, has more energy than most children. So happy birthday, sir. I hope it's a good one. The arguing about the thermostat or the temperature in the house, that's a good guess. That's not it. But that's a valid point. You got to lay ground rules early. Saving money for summer fun. No, good guess. This one might hang a little bit. This is a little, not obscure, but who gets to sleep in? That's a good guess. Not it. And Paul Klimperer. Why did I sound like Kermit the Frog? Paul Klimperer. Happy birthday, Paul. Kermit the Frog. Paul played saxophone on my last album. Paul Klimper is a very talented saxophonist whom I met in Austin. And Paul's about my age, so I'm going to say, Paul, happy 40th birthday today. I am not 40, but I feel like Paul should be today. So happy birthday. He's an awesome guy. The temperature in the house, who gets to sleep in? Uber duties for the, who's dad taxiing, mom taxiing? Do we get the new lawnmower? Do we pull the trigger? Do we add a midget as a third? Let's say it's 2.5, but no, good guess, Fred. Who's got the yard work duties? No. Guess whose birthday it is today? Professional grappler and UFC star Conor McGregor. He's got your freaking whiskey fights. Let's go. Mickey Sharp. No, but good guess. How much to spend on like Netflix, on digital streaming stuff? Not it. Dan Reynolds, the lead singer for Imagine Dragons, who is almost as sexy as Nick Hexum. He is now 38, which says he at 38, Nick Hexum at 54, 55. Nick knows what he's doing. See? Nick and Dan Reynolds. Dan Reynolds is like 6'6" Nordic Viking volleyball player looking dude. Like he's just ripped beyond ripped. Like, oh, you want to take the kids to see Imagine Dragons? All the moms want to take their kids to see Imagine Dragons. Summer camp, Bible camp. No, good guess. Allowing sleepovers or campouts. No. Phoebe Waller-Bridge, a.k.a. Indiana Jones' goddaughter in the last installment of Indiana Jones, The Dial o' Destiny. She turns 40 today. I think I watched that. I don't really remember anything about it, other than they kind of painted him as like a wash-up. Who ate all the ice cream? Nope. Money? Nope. It is not monetarily related. Selling the children? Good guess. Not it. Black Eyed Peas Taboo. I don't know who Taboo is in Black Eyed Peas, but I can tell you this. Taboo's celebrating the big 5-0 today, so don't tell them. Country star Jamie Johnson turning 50 today. Happy birthday, Jamie Johnson. He had his second birthday. All them photos were black and white. You should have seen it in color. We had Sesame Street on a paper plate. Big Bird was there, but he was late. I don't know. Jamie Johnson, happy birthday. I wish I could sing like Jamie Johnson. New goals, see Imagine Dragons. Yeah, Carrie's all thirsty and shit. That's because we've been separated for a week. Oh, and by the way, since I'm getting into my personal life, Carrie and I just started to have a couple of moments to stretch out in our tiny little, partially air-conditioned bedroom. Kids had left. Layla was leaving to go to get ready for work and all this kind of stuff. And guess what happened? Layla got in a wreck. She's okay. You guys, I didn't post about this because it's dumb too. Some asshole in front of her in a truck slammed on his brakes. She slammed. She stopped in time because she was not following too closely. It was raining. She was giving proper distance. 17 miles an hour over for her first speeding ticket, but she was giving proper distance. She stopped. The car behind her was unable to stop and slammed into the back of her. And it was a young kid in a 92 Topaz. Shout out to the fucking Topaz. You know, a 92 Topaz. That's a 33-year-old car that was still out there kicking ass. Not anymore. It bled all over the street like a stuck pig. But she's okay. That kid's okay. The asshole that braked in the truck that stopped right there in front of the track complex entrance for no apparent reason, he left. He left the scene. Had I have had more of a description than a white Chevy with a possible tan underline, I'd have found him and beaten him. Probably. I would have pursued other things. But anyway, so the Camry is currently, I don't know what the status is going to be. I got to wait for insurance and yada, yada, yada. Hopefully they don't total it. It didn't pop the airbags. And I just replaced the hybrid battery in it. If they take a shit on me like that, I'm going to argue with them. I'll be like, hey now. Hey now. But it's got like 200-something thousand miles on it. But good miles, hearty miles, strong miles. Like a 90-year-old marathon runner. Fingers crossed. But yeah, glad she's fine. I'm glad it wasn't her fault. It was disappointing that Carrie and I got cock-blocked by some douchebag in a pickup truck. But it is what it is. And yes, I blame the truck. I don't blame the kid behind her. He was young. That could have easily been Layla sliding into somebody. I feel bad for the kid. He's okay. And he had insurance, which is excellent. Because if he had not had insurance, we'd have had a whole nother conversation. All right. Next concert to go see. Good guess. No. What summer outfits? What outdoor venue? What counts as a necessity? Ooh. That's a good guess. Not it. No, it is far more superfluous than any of these guesses. Who takes the kids clothes shopping for school? Oh, and Amazon Prime Day last week. Did you guys pick up any stuff? I got a couple things that I was glad to see on sale. One of them is a stretchy like top thing for the Jeep that straps on inside of the hardtop frame, underneath the hardtop frame. So that way when you top off, you still got some shade, kind of like a little, like you put on your back porch kind of shit. But it was it was like 35% off or something. That was cool. Jamie Johnson, Matthew Fox, the handsome doctor in the show Lost, he turns 59 today. Matthew Fox still looks 34, though. How about that? And Evangeline Lilly, his co-star in Lost, you should see her in concert. Who gets to ride shotgun and control the radio? Who's on nav duties? Who's dropping the kids off at the pool? The Cosby kids or the regular kids? No. No Speedos either. But no, good guesses. But not quite there yet. Shit, 10 till 8, I got to cook. Glee star, Jane Lynch, 65 today. Happy birthday to you. Gee whiz, that ice cream looks inviting. If you can see, I am giving a theme this morning of, fuck, it's hot out. And we'll talk more about that when Stone Richards shows up here in a minute. Yeah, it was going to the... Yeah, that could be. I'd love to put I'd break my boot off on that dude's ass and get him with my old 45. Got you for $2.50. I kept it under $2. I could have been over $2, but Carrie had sent me some Black Africa soap that I really wanted, but I passed on it because it was not a big discount. And I was like, nah, I don't need it today. You know, but they had my shaven head blades, a 4-pack for less than what I typically pay for a 3-pack at Target. Holy shit snacks. Yeah, you can bet I ordered that. That'll last me a month, and blades go dull too fast. Today in history, this guy invented air conditioning, and in 1789, during the French Revolution, the citizens of Paris stormed the Bastille, a prison, and released the 7 inmates held within. Yep, Bastille Day. Celebrate it, Phineas and Ferb style. In 1868, the tape measure was invented. Do you say tape measure or tape measure? It's kind of like pecan. Tape measure. It's a measure when I holler at it. If, like, we're building fence, hand me the tape measure. Because it's tape measure would be tape measure. Tape measure. To me, it's hard. Don't make fun of me. It was on this date in 1874. Chicago was lit. Actually, it was a fire, and destroyed 47 acres of the city. Killed 20 people. Don't know how many animals. Destroyed 812 buildings. The Great Chicago Fire. Rush wrote a song about Bastille Day. That's right, Drew. So there's lots of opportunities to celebrate Bastille Day. Matter of fact, you could theme it. 1861, this day, Billy the Kid was shot and killed by Sheriff Pat Garrett. Hey, Billy, huh? Pfft, got you, bitch. That's how it went down, just like that. Moment in history, 1881. 1906, we just had 2 years before this, we had just had the World's Fair. What was invented at the World's Fair in 1904? Ice cream cones. 2 years later, Tom Carvel was born. Who's Tom Carvel? Only the man who invented soft serve ice cream. Yeah, the OG. He invented the soft serve ice cream machine and, of course, founded Carvel ice cream chain. Carvel, however you pronounce it. They never had a name, Kate. Tape measure is most misplaced tool. God, I don't know why that is either, Gregory. Every time I look for mine, it is not where I swear to God I put it. Oh, it's in my tool bag. It's not my tool bag. It's in the bathroom on top of the dress or on top of the freaking thing because I was measuring one thing in there and didn't put it back. It's the worst. I don't know why. You know what we should put air tags on our fucking tape measures. Good morning, Rick. Happy Monday. Whose turn it is to make dinner? No. Good guess. How much time you take in the bathroom taking care of the meat sweats? No. Dandy guess. Where'd the vacation money go? Who gets? Okay, keep guessing. TIQ. 34% of us, 1/3 of us, will argue about this, of couples, will argue about this before the summer's over. You may have argued about this weekend with your significant other. You may have argued with yourself about this, to be honest. It's like the glasses of tools. Yes, I need my glasses to find my glasses. Yes, exactly, Jason. Yeah, good morning. And hey, in 1979, jumping ahead a little bit, #1 song in the land, Bad Girls, do-do-do. Talking about sad girls, do-do-do. Bad Girls by Donna Summer. Honk, honk, beep, beep, Bad Girls and Hot Stuff. You could mix them together. Disco fanaticism. It's insane. Nobody gives them back if I leave them in an occupied apartment. Folks love some tape measures. Yeah, right? Well, this will come in handy when I misplace my own tape measure again. Who's going to barbecue the most? No. Whose turn is to make dinner? Nope. Good guesses. 1986, Raymond Loewy died. He was an American design engineer. You may have never heard his bottle, but his legacy is he was the man who designed the Coca-Cola bottle. That apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur Coca-Cola bottle that you love so much. Its sexy curves were brought to you by Raymond Loewy, who passed away in 1986. 3 years later, New York family court judge Judy Shineland, soon to become TV star Judge Judy, but this was prior to her TV stardom. She orders Tom Jones, she's a lady, Tom Jones the singer. She orders Tom Jones to pay child support to model Catherine Berkery after she made the singer take a paternity test. In other words, Judge Judy said, "You're the baby daddy, pay up," to Tom Jones. And then he went on to act in Mars Attacks. Who has to be the DD coming home from summer parties? We don't ever argue about that. It was really never a point of contention for us. But now we know if we need a DD for us, we'll just call the Gannon cab. Gannon Cab. I feel like that's got a good ring to it. That could be a YouTube channel. Gannon Cab. You get a Uber specifically marked for only DD calls. So you just get to pick up the drunks all night, line the back with plastic, and then take them home and get some good video, like cash cab style, not the other kind of special buses. You know what I mean? You can make a mint. 1995, the term MP3 was coined. I still have a bumper sticker from mp3car.com, which was a website I kind of geeked out on back in the day. These guys would do custom computer builds in their cars so they could have MP3 players. Seriously, that was what they did. Built a little, whatever kind of memory stick kind of thing. Built a little box so you could plug it in here, run it through. It was the coolest thing. Oh, I desired that so much. To have all that music in my car one time. And then they put out a head unit with a USB plug. We went, well, that's done. But I still have a bumper sticker. 12 years in recovery. That's awesome, Jason. Still in it. Our Mr. Gannon here is, where are you at on your journey so far? You're, I know you're over 100 days now, 180 days, something like that. I know you're cooking along. You're getting close to like half the year, right? Dump drunk truck. That's a lot harder to say, but proves sobriety a lot easier too. 2008, The Dark Knight premieres in New York. 2013, Cleveland Indians season ticket holder Greg Neal caught 4 foul balls in one game. They were playing the Royals. The Indians won 6-4, by the way. Caught 4 foul balls. You know why he caught 4 foul balls? It's not a record. It's because there were like 8,000 people at the game. He didn't have a lot of competition for the fouls. Stay strong. Hell yeah. 187. 187. That's MDK, right? Did you guys know that in 2020, we were in the midst of all the COVID stuff, Matt Damon bought a new apartment. He actually bought 2 floors of a building. And he shut down an entire block in Brooklyn so he could move into his luxury penthouse. He hired a crane to hoist his furniture and his plants and shit 14 stories up. He got the 11th and 12th floors where his penthouse is. Has views of the Manhattan skyline, though. It's very nice. New York Harbor. Ahoy. Yeah, Matt Damon. God damn it, that's Jason Bourne. And on this date in 2022, Ivana Trump passed away. Who's going to keep the garden up? Ooh, good guess. Not it. I know, right? I like using the drones to lift my furniture. That'd be actually kind of kick-ass. That'd be some Tony Stark level shit. Have the drones move my patio furniture to the penthouse, please. What if one slipped? Your rattan table just went. All right, let's get into some Stone Richards. Where you at, Stone? Where you at, Stone? Stone! There he is. Sometimes you just got to go old and call him, Good morning, sir. Yes, I am. I'm rocking my work shirt today. I mean, I don't have a work shirt, but this shirt about work. And, you can't stop with just the work shirt. You got to put on the work hat. You got to coordinate. And I got navy blue pants that almost match my short. I'm trying to be full fashionable camp dad today. I don't want to embarrass my children. I want them to show up at camp. I want Lawson to speak to me and say goodbye and I love you and take a picture with me with no hoodie on. That's what I'd love to see today. Stone Richards, what would you love to see today? Some showers and thunderstorms? Okay, Skippy. Let's dig in, shall we? Initiate Stone Richards' demon possession. Hey, ladies. Stone. 71 degrees in downtown Cape, but feels like about 98. It's sticky as balls outside. It's gross. Dogs are walking around with gnats flying around their crotch. It's disgusting. 74 right now. We're under about a 30% chance of showers, thunderstorms through the morning and lunchtime-ish. That's steadily increasing. About a 50-60% chance about 1 o'clock. High today of 88. Humid. Ooh, Urge. Zook me. If y'all ain't listening to the Urge, you need to get after it. This is Violent Opposition. It's like 25 years old now, so dig in. Anyway, high today of 88. Heat index, though, is going to be kind of gross this week. We're going to see that humidity creeping back up. I'd say by tomorrow, Wednesday, we'll be close to that triple-digit index again. Ugh. If not by then, by Thursday. But high of 88 today. Low 72 overnight tonight. 72% chance of showers. Wednesday, Tuesday, rinse and repeat. Slight chance of storms early, about 20%, 60% after lunch. Now, Wednesday, we'll get more sunlight during the day and a 30% chance after lunch. But tomorrow, we got catfish. It's Bark in the Park night featuring our very own Troy Moole. Troy here. He was here earlier. Troy does the disc dog action with Show Me Aussies, and we're so glad to have him at the games. This is a hit. Kids love it. I love it. What's shitty is I'm talking, so I'm trying to watch him and do my read at the same time. So I'm like, Anyway, it's excitement. Hopefully we won't get rained out. You're right, Stone. Hopefully we won't. But yeah, Wednesday, sunshine for the most part. Chance of thunderstorms, high 92. Humidity will have us probably about 103, maybe 104 on Wednesday. New HVAC install on Wednesday, though. Come Thursday, I'll be happier. High of 93, sunshine, chance of thunderstorms again Thursday afternoon. Rinse and repeat for Friday. Friday's more of an all-day chance, but mainly again in the afternoon. We are in the epitome of Southeast Missouri summer. Enjoy. Thank you, Stone Richards, Weather Lord. Gosh, what an entertainer. Let's move on with our brekkie bits. I gotta get into this shit. We got an ugly law deep dive today. It's not real deep. It's maybe a 3-minute read, but it's good. Summer goals, baby. Steve is ripped, man. He has actually been bodybuilding for the last several years and competing with that stuff. Probably 10 years now. That dude's inspiring, man. He was such an influence on me when I was singing a lot more. And then just getting to know him and as a person. Good dad, good dude, good business sense. You know, had some good conversations. I like it. Gonna have some Stevie's hot dogs. Oh, baby, do it to it. They are tasty, aren't they? His chili's good, too, by the way. If you were planning on catching Richard Dreyfuss at SharkCon this week, it was Shark Week, you missed out. He wasn't able to make it. 77-year-old Richard Dreyfuss had a viral bronchitis episode and was unable to attend at the Florida State Fairgrounds. Who forgot to make more ice? We got one of those Temu pellet ice machine things, that makes a little bullet ices. Shit. It was like $60, Amazon Prime Day, maybe last year or 2 years ago. Well worth it. So much less wasted space in the freezer with dirty-ass ice cube trays that get dry, crusty shit on them, and then you're like, well, it's just a little bit of something, and you use them anyway. It's clean, it's fresh, it's got a scooper. Kids never fill it back up, but it still works great. He got you mad at your mirror, though. Yeah, I feel the gym needs. Hey, the new Superman movie opened this weekend to the tune of $125 million. Did pretty well at the box office so far. Reviews are in. They're digging this music theater kid who's playing Superman. The MLB draft is underway during baseball's All-Stars game break this week. One of the players that's getting a lot of buzz got number 44 ranked prospect. He's a pitcher. He can throw a 103-mile-an-hour fastball. His name is Jack Bauer, and his number is 24. I'm not shitting you. The kid's played under number 24. His name's Jack Bauer. Well played, son. Of course he does. A study from China shows that positive emotions don't just make us feel good. They actually help us remember things better by creating stronger neural connections during repeated learning. So, teach happy, and it will work better. That's why a bunch of the Catholic kids that got beat down by the nuns, yeah, that's why you're all dumb. Just kidding. But, positive aura around your education system will help physically fiber up those memories better. You do better testing in happy places. If we're lucky, Gregory, if we're lucky. In Connecticut, school bus driver Russell Ruff, let me turn this nonsense down, urge is way over. He was feeling a bit superstitious. A little stitious? No, a little more. He bought a lottery ticket on Friday the 13th. Figured why not. He got home, the winning numbers were announced, and he couldn't find his ticket. That sounds familiar. I lose shit all the time. Couldn't find his ticket. His 16-year-old cat was messing around under his bed, and when he had to move the headboard to get the damn cat out, you dingbat, he pulled the headboard back. There was the lottery ticket. And then he checked the numbers. And guess what? That's $150,000 worth of good kitty. Yeah, dude won $150,000 on the lottery ticket that his cat helped him find it. He better buy some nice treats. Speaking of cats, Alicia here this morning, I had thought about that cat story for her. I think there might be a cat story in the weird news. I can't remember. We may skip the weird news. I don't know. It's already 7 after. Thought this was kind of cool. Because I'm a fossil junkie. I like rocks. I like rocks and fossils. Look at this. We got some fossils in here right now, don't we? Doesn't it have a fossil here? No, that's not one. I know there's. Oh yeah. Well, they're all the way over there. They're over there in the east wing. Ah, shit. That's west. My bad. A dinosaur fossil, though, was found in an unlikely place last week. They were drilling a parking lot of a Colorado museum that displays dinosaur skeletons, and when they drilled through the concrete and started busting things up, they found fossils under the parking lot. Well, shit. That was convenient. You know, they just pick them up, take them inside. Cha-cha-cha. Do we need a truck? Nah, Bob's got it. He'll help. I thought that was pretty cool. Yes, you is here. Well, good morning. Hey, the TIQ's still up for grabs. I don't think I've seen anything really close, but I mean, it's what hint can I give here at almost 10 after? Golly. It's something that you would not argue like to grand intensity. It's not a life-changing thing like whether or not to declare bankruptcy or something like that. But it's something that you might playfully argue about a little bit, or and it could be really anywhere. It could be while you're on vacation. It could be while you're at home. It could be anywhere, just about. If you're a fan of The Office, the spinoff, The Paper, that will debut on Peacock on September the 4th. So if you like that show, you'll like The Paper. If you like Drakkar Noir, you'll love Drakkar Noir. Dairy Queen, you know what? Every time you said, oh, let's go to Dairy Queen and get some ice cream. Oh, Coach bought us some ice cream after the game. You know what? Dairy Queen doesn't sell ice cream. No, they don't sell ice cream. You know what they sell? Soft serve. The FDA requires anything under 10% milk fat. It can't be called ice cream. If it's going to be called ice cream, it has to contain at least 10% milk fat. Dairy Queen's products have 5% milk fat. It's a lot of damn water. So they have to use names like soft serve or blizzard. Yeah, you got watered down ice cream. That's what you're getting from Dairy Queen. No offense, Dairy Queen. I'm sure people like it. But it's not ice cream. It's not. It's soft serve. I wonder if McDonald's is ice cream. Nobody knows because it's always broke. By the way, this another brekkie bit here in the animal kingdom. 130 cats and dogs were rescued out of the floods in Texas. Those recent floods. Over 130 cats and dogs rescued as well. Still so tragic. I'm not going down that road this morning. We went down that road on Friday, and it was an interesting weekend because I kind of had being at home and working at home last week and kind of got overwhelmed with all that and just really I don't usually get really emotional about national tragedy things. Not to sound callous, but like hurricane happens or earthquake happens or the wildfire. I don't feel this overwhelming emotional sense that just washes me out like I've just got to scream at the world about what this is. But this one did, and last week I just fell apart a little bit. Prayed about it really hard. I don't understand it. We never will. But this one really got me. And then on Sunday at church, that kind of came up as part of the sermon, and I was like, I'll raise my hand. I'm not usually that guy, but I was. DQ sent you a non-dairy dilly bar. Ew. Ha! I can't imagine. Non-dairy dilly bar, like chocolate sherbet or some shit. Like, that would be weird. Whose grandparents the kids get sent to? Good guess. Not it. All right, moving on. Brekkie bits are done. Cha-cha-cha. It's time to talk about a strange law, the ugly laws. And these were laws that were not just specific. We're going to talk about Chicago this morning because theirs was the last to be repealed. But these were not uncommon in many cities around the country. And you'll see why. It was coconut cream. Well, that's not terrible. But still, non-dairy just don't feel right, right? I don't know. I know this much. This is going down. I'm tired of sippy noises. All right. Set your mind, if you will, back into 1881, a end of a, expansive Victorian era here in the U.S. and the beginning of the Industrial Revolution. A lot of things changing. Cities growing fast. 1881. And apparently with little debate and very little controversy, Chicago's City Council passed a law barring all diseased, maimed, mutilated people from the city's public streets. It was worded more succinctly than such, but barred the ugly folks from the streets. This was just one of a number of laws that were passed in different parts of the country in the second half of the 19th century. This from Adrian Phelps Coco, that is who wrote this article originally, and I'm paraphrasing. Such legal discrimination against the disabled people may be shocking to us today, but the context in which the law was passed at the time and the way it was enforced also reflects patterns that still resonate in our modern society. So, the ugly laws wouldn't apply to any of you guys at all, okay? You're all beautiful people, and for the most part, able-bodied. All of us, you can amble about. But Coco notes that the law's passage followed years. This wasn't like, oh, no, what happened? It followed years of dehumanizing reporting on disabled panhandlers, right? Oh, those damn broken beggars on the roads. One 1875 Chicago Tribune article decried the disgraceful spectacle of, quote, a thoroughfare being obstructed by the hideous monstrosities which are only half human, begging for alms. Talking about the handicapped, the disabled that were, without and were begging. That's it. Another story warned that seeing a person with, quote, repulsive deformity may present a serious danger to a lady in delicate health. The elephant man scared her and she fell dead. But that's something serious. This was the mentality. If you've ever seen the old school Elephant Man movie, then you got a little vibe of this, but not. Anyway, still others targeted specific beggars, accusing them of exaggerating their disabilities or even inflicting injuries on themselves in order to, as an effort to win sympathy. Okay? Coco writes that none of this reflected prejudice against the entire group of people we might today call disabled. Those who were employed and didn't receive public assistance were not understood to be bound by the ugly law. So if you were fugly but you had a job and you weren't out begging, this was basically to deter the vermin of society as they had deemed them such. To 19th century employers, physical disability did not necessarily mark a person as a less qualified worker. In fact, industrial accidents, again, this is the Industrial Revolution, a lot of things changing, a lot of dangerous-ass equipment, right? Them safety videos you watch on TikTok of the cartoon Asian dude getting sucked into machinery, that shit was happening 150 years ago. Anyway, industrial accidents were so common that an injury like a missing finger could signify a stronger work ethic or, a sign of an experienced worker. What did you learn? Likewise, disabled Civil War veterans were also generally categorized as worthy of public aid, which allowed them to eventually win a federal pension lawsuit. That's a whole nother thing. The real targets of the ugly law were defined less by their physical impairments than they were by their economic and social status. That's important. So you could have, auntie with the lame leg as long as she had money. Auntie with the lame leg with a cup, rattle, begging for alms. Nah, boot her out. It's no coincidence that the ugly law came at do you open a window or run the AC? Oh, that's a good TIQ guess. Not it. It is something where you would usually be in close proximity with each other when this happens. When you argue about this, you would be together. This is not an over-the-phone thing. That's another hint. It is no coincidence that the ugly law came at a time when many people were concerned about tramps roaming the country. He's a tramp, but I love him. Honk, honk. While one of the biggest complaints about tramps was that they could work but chose not to, Coco writes that they were often discussed in the same breath with crippled beggars. Okay, tramps were like the people that Ameren guys get mad at because they're sitting on the porch watching them do work on the pole because it's easier for them to stay home and draw whatever. For example, the Board of Public Charities described most people in Illinois poorhouses as, quote, old, infirm, crippled, lazy, and profligate. All right? Here, people who could not find work due to disability were grouped alongside those who chose to be lazy, part of the unworthy poor. Those damn boxcar willies. You forgot your deodorant. That's what somebody said? For a guess? No. Baby, you just stinky. Perhaps the most striking contrast to the language of the ugly law was the popularity of freak shows at the time, right? Very familiar with that concept, right? Come see the Wolf Boy or, Turtle Man or whatever it is. The popularity of freak shows, striking contrast to the ugly laws. Oh, we can't have them in our cities, but we can bring them in tents. Too much perfume or cologne. No good guess. In the same year, here's the irony of it all. In the same year that they passed the ugly law, Chicago's government also permitted, the exhibition of monsters or freaks of nature. That's how that permission read. Exhibition of monsters or freaks of nature. And when the state of Illinois did ban freak shows in 1899, new century, new us, the law was overturned within a year. New century, just kidding. On the grounds that it prevented the shows and the freaks themselves from earning money, right? We can't have these freak shows that take advantage of these people. Well, I got no money. So then they let them have freak shows again because it was a job source. And some of them, it was a very lucrative job source. That's a whole nother deep dive somewhere else. Meanwhile, all of that going on, the ugly law remained on the books in Chicago until the city council finally removed it in 1973. Yeah, that shit went up to my conception. Thank God. But anyway, it wasn't repealed until 1873. A couple of city council members went like, y'all, got to get rid of this. Coco, the writer again who I pulled this article from, she suggests that the history of the law should remind us that then and now disability refers not to a static category, but to a social position. Remember that. What to wear, what your partner is wearing. Are you going to shave? No. Quit sticking to me. No, but yeah. So anyway, there's your little deep dive on the ugly law. And again, like Columbus, Ohio, they had one in effect until I think 1971, maybe. They weren't too far behind. And San Francisco, they were all over. Cities wanted to blow up and they didn't want anyone to see the ugly. They won't move here. Their business won't be here. Can you imagine a chamber of commerce like that? Brian Giroux come in on Wednesday mornings. Yeah, we rounded up more of the ugly guys and we took them out. Like what? That was it. Thank God for fucking progress. It's summer camp season. Look at us last year. Here's last year's drop off, which I'm happy to say. It was July 15th last year when we dropped them off, I think. So tomorrow, technically, calendar year. Anyway, that was me a year ago right there. So I know I had lost a lot of weight by that point, and I was pretty proud of it. It's kind of weird to see the mid weight loss, Darren, and feel so much slimmer. I mean, I took a lot of beard off, too. If you can smell me, I'm fresh as a frickin' daisy, baby. I am freshly shorn, showered, shaved, shined, and got my deod on. Thank you very much. Summer camp memories, though. As a kid, my sister and I went to 4-H camp. That was our thing when we were little kids, and it was a wonderful place. One of the beautiful things about living where we do, and you guys that are out West Virginia, out in Appalachian areas and outside of the Appalachian areas, you know what it's like. We're outside of the Ozarks here, just right on the foothills, and we've got some amazing summer camps. There's lakes, there's rivers, there's nature trails, all kinds of these cool spots. We were very blessed to have some kick-ass summer camps around here. Didn't have to travel like 16 hours to go to camp somewhere. But anyway, 4-H camp was awesome. That was where I learned to water ski, was at 4-H camp. I can remember doing that the first time. That was fun as shit, you know. Of course, summer camp romances. Holy crap, right? You know, you fall in love with somebody at summer camp, and then you come home and y'all listen to the Grease soundtrack together. You have some cheesy song. Summer loving happens so fast. When she says that one part, he swam by me, got my suit down. That's what it sounds like to me. I don't know what she says there. He swam by me, got my suit down. Got my suit down. Got my suit down is what it sounds like. And I was like, whoa. Anyway, 4-H camp was fun. As I got into high school, went to FFA camp. You get into a lot of trouble at FFA camp because you're hanging out with some rowdy farm boys. We go to the Opry. We went to the Opry, and I was sold. I had an Opry. I had the hat from the Opry. It wasn't Lee Oscar. It was somebody else. I can't remember who. Still taking TIQ guesses. Frick, it's 8:23. Are you shitting me? That was not a 3-minute deep dive read. I apologize. FFA camp, I got in 9th grade, and I graduated high school, and then as I was in college, as a matter of fact, it was my 20th birthday summer, I worked at Camp Tomsock. Oh, yeah, I forgot I got other pictures. Get back down here. Camp Tomsock was a wonderful place in Lesterville, Missouri. Is a wonderful place. It's still there. Let me find the camp entry here. Here we go. That's I did a drive-by, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago. I drove through just to say hi and, you know, when they'd still remember. It's been 30 years, though, 31 years. And when we were talking pre-4th of July, or after 4th of July, maybe about the drone show and everything, and Meredith was in here. Meredith was one of my youngest campers that summer when I worked there. But Camp Tomsock had a lot of, it was a secular camp, I guess, you know, just a public summer camp, privately owned. But a lot of kids from St. Louis, a lot of Ladue and Clayton, and a lot of money kids from St. Louis. No offense, because they were still wonderful kids. But like I had one kid, I worked the whole summer. This kid was with me the whole summer. His parents were like in Europe, or I don't know, one of those kind of families. His name was Brian Wade, I think. Anyway, Brian was there my whole summer. He was my boy. I had the cabin with the oldest kids, the boys that were like 14, 15, because I was the biggest guy, I guess, at camp, and that's where you go when you need control. But I'm always curious, and I wish I would have, you know, but they're underage kids, you know, like, hey, give me your address. You know, that's gross. But I wish I was able to keep up with some of those guys, because I would like to see how some of them turned out here 31 years later, you know. When I think of it as them now in hindsight, they were way older than my wife. So now they're like, you know, probably some of them could potentially even be grandparents. Jesus. Got my suit damp. Okay, thank you. What a strange line. I mean, why wasn't she in the water already? You don't need to lay out. It's a summer night. Why wasn't she damp already? Maybe she was. All right, so anyway, Camp Tomsock adventures, but that also provided me with some lifelong friends. Unfortunately, I haven't kept up with Todd, Tree Todd. That's this guy right here. But this guy in the black shirt, that's Kenny Nesworthy. He is very worthy of his Nez, and that was one of the boys from Newcastle upon Tyne. South Shields, 354 and 453, 69, whatever it was. Anyway, Kenny and Andy, Kenny Nesworthy, that introduced me to Newcastle Brown Ale, and you can see there, I still have that bottle. I don't have that hair, and I wish I still had that shirt. That was probably the last time I weighed anywhere close to what I weigh now. That's photographic evidence. After that summer camp, I started fattening up. That's pretty much it. So there you go. It's 8:26, but I'm off of my Jack Henry job today, taking PTO so we can take the kids to summer camp. So if we go a little long, we'll go a little long. It's okay. I wanted to talk about summer camp. I also want to know your summer camp memories too, guys. Some parents send their kids to fat camp. Some kids send theirs to music camp. Mine tried to send me to a concentration camp. We're going to keep you focused. Yay! Hey, we wanted to send Lawson to band camp last year, but they didn't get enough kids signing up. at SEMO's band camp, which is a shame. That was an experience. I only did it 1 year. But my 7th grade band camp, and I had terrible social anxiety issues. I faked being sick so I didn't have to go to the camp dance. Fuck, I didn't want to go to the camp dance. You know what I mean? But I met some friends that summer that have stuck with me my whole life. You know, we'd see them at band stuff and things like the goofballs from St. John, and a lot of us were friends from those days. So, but they never got the chance. My kid didn't get the chance to go to band camp, which is a bummer. But he does have marching band camp for school here in a couple weeks, which means he's going to get his ass kicked. In a good way. You never went to summer camp, Greg? You know, and it wasn't every summer for us, but it was kind of a week of respite because most summers were pretty busy for us around the farm. There was always hay to haul, fences to fix, things like that, and there still is. Dad just doesn't call me to help. But anyway, we love summer camp. Shout out to, summer camp romances for me. Aaron Frederick, far and away, was just absolutely 4-H camp, summer camp, romance, all that. And she was the one I told you the story before I got in trouble at the state fair. That was Erin. Erin's awesome. I wish I need to reach out to her again and say hello. She's I saw her mom not too long ago, and her mom and my dad went to school together. Like there's history there. Like you never get away with anything, right? But yay for ass kicking indeed. It's gonna be a hoodie free summer marching band camp. But did you have a summer camp romance? I can remember watching like campers during the sessions at the Tom Sauk. You know, the couple of them. Some kids would be there for 2 weeks. Some kids would be there for 6 or 8. It was a full summer for some of them. So you'd see these little budding romances, and it was just like, oh. And we'd get, at night the counselors would all hang out on the tennis courts where it was warm and drink and hang out and play with moss and talk about the kids, and it was so fun. All right, let's get the hell on. Camp is over. Bye-bye, Camp Tom Sauk. Beep, beep. We got a couple of weird news. I got to get at least a couple of these in. We might skip the last one. It was just a random top 10 reasons to visit Mackinac Island. I don't know why I felt like promoting Michigan. Maybe it was a Jeff Bridges moment. Not Jeff Bridges. What's his name? The Dumb and Dumber actor. Shit. ARN says a Frenchman was driving to Morocco. Vacation. He left his wife at a gas station near Orleans, France. Anyway, he left his wife at a gas station. He didn't realize the mistake for 186 miles. Miss Daisy was sad. The wife waited at the gas station until authorities located her. After a reunion facilitated by the police, the family continued on with their trip. Which means that it was more than just Dad that forgot her. Carrie, I swear to God, I will never leave you at a gas station because you'll probably be driving. Jeff Daniels, thank you, Gregory. Yes. This one, here's another cat nugget for us this morning. I like playing with the laser pointer with the cats every once in a while, We got this little toy that you can press a button and it's got a little rotating top. It'll automatically laser play. It's like the laziest thing. It's really stupid. I wish the cats would figure out how to turn it on themselves. Good morning, Mr. Luke. I didn't see you at the market on Saturday morning. I was down there for the Youth Entrepreneurship Festival. I know, Troy, 186 miles. Can you imagine what the rest of that vacation was like for that guy? That vacation's over. Honey, you just go on ahead. You have a good time. Get a summer camp crush. Anyway, an Altoona, Pennsylvania man accidentally shot himself in the knee while playing with a red dot laser on a stolen gun with his cat. He was trying to amuse his cat. This is a very John Wick dumb criminal moment to me. Landon Dilbert failed to secure the firearm, no safety on, right? And was playing laser pointer, yeah, kitty, blap, and shot himself in the knee. His girlfriend had told him to take the magazine out and enable the safety beforehand because his girlfriend went to 4-H camp. She knew. It is National Nude Day, and as such, the Pittsburgh area naturalists are hosting a nude bowling tournament. It will not be completely nude. You will have to wear shoes. But the nude bowling tournament, 18 and up. Oh, it happened over the weekend. I don't have pictures. Tickets were $30. They had music, food, prizes. It was a good time for naked people. Yeah, that was my thought, Luke. That's what I thought it was. I was like, they're not going to have that say he shot the cat. I hope the cat laughed his ass off. You know what? When it shot, too, I bet that laser went all over the place as he was freaking out about shooting himself in the knee, right? Blow! Ah! And the cat was like... I bet it was chaos. Cleveland.com says, too, by the way, we just played Sweet Child of Mine. I felt like that needed to get out this morning. It's a good tune. Cleveland.com says, 2 Brook Park, Ohio 13-year-olds were recently arrested for damaging a resident's screen door and then mooning her. Yeah. The minors were arrested for shaking their ass on some old lady's porch. The woman was shocked. The homeowner said she was shocked. Police are investigating the case further. I don't think that there's much of a case to investigate. Maybe she didn't buy some of their Boy Scout popcorn or something, and this was retaliation. I don't know. And that's the thing. Okay, the bowling, going back to the naked bowling alley weird news. You know that how oiled the lanes are, right? And if you're not a pro bowler, you're not paying attention, sometimes your foot sneaks over the line a little bit. You get a little of that oil. And that's okay, and you fall down, you're like, ha, 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 ha. But can you imagine the slappy, noisy, freaky, oily sound you would get from someone naked falling in the bowling lane? I mean, I can't even replicate that. I can't think. You could have serious, like, Nuru massage bowling parties going on right there. There's a whole lot. We're going to walk away from that. We're going to walk away from that. What time is it? It's 8:33. We're not going to talk about Mackinac Island, but I'll tell you this. If you want a refreshing escape from the modern hustle, where the clip-clop of horse-drawn carriages replace the roar of traffic, check out Mackinac Island. It is a jewel in the crown of the Great Lakes. Should be your next getaway. It is, by the way, the only reason I brought this about. I'm a big fan of stepping on some grass, right? And getting out and having some adventures outside of the car. Mackinac Island for over a century has banned cars, motor vehicles, banned on Mackinac Island. You can't have them. You can't. So there you go. It's a peaceful ambiance. It would freak you out if you're a city person. That's the shit. The fudge there is amazing. Lorraine, that was number... it is known by name. I think it was number 3 on my list. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Maybe I'll save that for Wednesday. We'll talk about Mackinac magic, on your hump day. On air conditioner replacement day. Yay! All right, let's get warm and fuzzy, kids. Here's my Mackinac Island picture. No, I'll just save it for Wednesday. Oh, look at these little babies. Look at these babies. My little greeters were out there this morning. Got them fed. They're doing good. And Troy, and then we approach the zone, the Dennis loves, of midget bowling. And that's up to the midgets. It is a thing we've put up before last season. Remember that company you could call, and you get to toss them, you can wrestle them, you can, all kinds of things, fun things with little people. Feeling like we're going back to the 1800s there. Warm and fuzzy. Let's go. A cop saves a choking baby. This is from South River, New Jersey. Police officers saved a choking 1-year-old. The child was unconscious when 4 officers arrived on the scene. They saved the toddler. Then first responders took the baby to an area hospital. The child is expected to make a full recovery. Good job. Good job. It's the 4th of July. We celebrate our freedom by tossing. Good Samaritan rescues a driver from a burning car. Would we have the wherewithal to do this if we found ourselves in a situation? A Geneva Township, Michigan Good Samaritan recently saved a driver that was trapped inside a burning vehicle. The crash was a 2022 Hyundai and a 2025 Chevy. The fire was out before the officials arrived. The driver sustained serious injuries and was taken to the hospital for treatment. But thanks to that Good Samaritan, they will recover. It's a good job. I know TIQ is still sitting. Let's see. Before we begin our last warm and fuzzy, what can I give a blatant hint to? This is something that you'll argue about while you're in the car in the process of going anywhere or getting ready to be somewhere. Typically getting ready to be somewhere. You'll argue about this, 34% of you. And I think this is awesome. And I'm going to say this to anyone else who's a streamer who watches this. I don't make streamer money, right? I don't make that money here. I make about $30 a month out of Facebook that pays for Restream and puts a little extra cash in the bank, right? But some of these guys on TikTok and stuff, you guys make, $50,000 a month or something. It's kind of crazy. This is an idea for a simple philanthropic thing you can do to help balance the budget outside of government fingers. Okay? This is balancing the budget for kids. An anonymous donor recently cleared out $52,000 in school lunch debt for 2,000 students in Lehi, Utah. The donation comes as Utah faces nearly $4 million in unpaid school lunch debt statewide. Holy crap. There's too many bullies stealing all the lunch money. What the shit? Okay, let me look back at guesses here. What music to listen to? Ways to get to a place. Directions. Clean the windows. Money being spent shortly. Arguing why we were late. Who's in control of the radio? No! God! You're getting close. But anyway, if you're an influencer, you got a shitload of money coming in, and you're obviously making smart choices and investments, something you can do that you can write off is take out a bunch of school lunch debt. Reach out to your hometown. Go to your fucking school you went to. I guarantee you the school from where you graduated or moved out of grade school, whatever, that school system has kids with unpaid lunch. And those things need to be done. That needs to be helped out. Help them out. None of those kids are responsible for having a shitty situation at the end of the day. Help the kids. Just like Wu-Tang says, do it for the children. Who's driving? Do you want to share a hitchhiker? Do you want to share a hitchhiker? Do you want to take a chance? Maybe she is really 43 and methamphetamines are making her dance. She's acting kind of twitchy, but she's got a dog. It's kind of cute. Let's go now. Do you want to pick up a hitchhiker? Where to park? Hot dog, Troy. Well done. Okay, nah. Let's not pick up a hitchhiker. Don't pick up a hitchhiker. Where to park? Parking. Parking is what you argue about. Oh my gosh. A third of us argue about parking. We don't argue about parking. Usually it's me being a grumpy old white man. It's like, Carrie, you're crooked, Carrie. You're diagonal, Carrie. I don't know how she doesn't slap the shit out of me on an ongoing basis. If she's still here watching this, and she's probably not because there's things to be done as we prepare for camp marching. But I do. I'm a terrible side seat driver for her. I hate it. I'm turning into my grandfather. You don't want to do that now, do you? He'd always tell you that with the answer to give, right? When he's getting on you something. Now look here. You don't want to be running around and you don't want to get back out there and do that, do you? He was from Fort Worth, so he had a very heavy foghorn leghorn accent. I love my grandpa. His voice was amazing. Anyway, that's it. So hooray for Troy Moole, everybody. The TIQ, oh shit, no, I can't. I got to at least resolve back to the regular scroll. There we go. All right, that's going to do it. We're 10 over. Wednesday, we'll talk about Mackinac Island and whatever the hell else I can pull out of my pockets. In the meantime, have a spectacular kickoff to your week. Have a great day. Be nice humans. I will see you on Wednesday. Sending all the love to Mickey and to our Jaguardini crew. Ivan, the mighty. Safe travels in your tour, guys. Be careful out there. Be nice humans. I'll see you on Wednesday. Peace.